So some fans have been talking about this, and I've been thinking about this, and now all of a sudden, Pride of Detroit has some conversation on it and an article on it. And I think this is something that more and more people, it's picking up steam a little bit. And this is the use of a lot of backloaded contracts, and void years are really coming into play. And I think we all know the salary cap isn't real argument. I've heard it. It's just not true. We've seen ourselves get ourselves into trouble with Martin Mayhew in the past. With this type of thing, every year the Saints are unloading 60 some million off of their books. And it's just kind of an uncomfortable place to be. And if you want to fill your holes in free agency immediately, the voided years and the backloaded contracts makes that nearly impossible. So let's talk about these void years. What are they? Let's talk about these backloaded contracts, and let's look at what the Lions have coming up in the future, because I think it's more of an issue than we may think. And I'm going to make an argument for that in this video. So here's what they're saying in the article. They're saying it's not that big of a deal. We've got a lot of players that we've gotten in free agency. They did talk about Martin Mayhew, and Eric Schlitt came out and he said this. He said they've been really specific in how they wanted to do it, being backloading and void years. He said they've only done it a little bit each of the next 3 years, and it's not like they've been, okay, we got 20 million in money or unvoided contracts, and it's all coming due next year. It's spread out. 6.4, 6.4, 6.6. And that's right in line with where they are now, because Chark is accounted for $6 million on his own. And then you add the fact that Brockers cost cut another $4 million. So they went into this season with more dead cap than they're pushing. So I started doing a little bit of research on this. I wanted to do a little bit of research on this myself. So I'm going to talk with you and show you kind of where we're at with our voided years. So hang with me here. I'm using Sport Track as Spo Track, as my base here. So what you're looking at here, and I've started, and we can go 2023. And here's what it looks like. In 2023, they give us all the numbers, and our dead cap is presumed to be $10 million this year. So there's a bunch of little ones in here, and it's signing bonuses and things like that, but it's about a $10 million. Now, if you look at this chart, you can find it in everything that is orange. And it doesn't really pop up on the 2023, but when you go to 2024 and you're looking at these void years, ladies and gentlemen, it is not 6 million. It is not 6 million. It's more. So you've got a bunch of guys. You got Mosley sitting at $1 million already in a voided year, 2 million for Harris, and another 2 million for Gardner Johnson. So you're at 5 million right there. Add to that 3 million, you're at 9. Add 3.5 million, you're at 11.5 million. You haven't even done anything. We haven't even done anything. Like, So when we look at this, I think you can understand kind of where my frustration's at. Next year, we have more money, dead money on the books than we already do this year. That means next year, when you want to do something crazy, when you want to go out and you want to sign a big name free agent, guess what you can't do? You can't do it because you got all this dead money on the books. You can't kick the can down the road even further. Now, he might be able to. He might be figuring this. What about 2025? Right between Taylor Decker and Tracy Walker, you have dead cap hit already of 5.4 million. So, 6.4. My bad. 6.4 million. So we already have 6.4 sitting on 2025. So when I hear this, and I hear this idea of like salary cap's not real, you can kick the money, you can kick the can down the road, only so much. In fact, when you look at this, one of the tools that I think I enjoy most about this is when we look at the kind of a multi-year summary. So this year we have 202 million. You can see it right up here in this top. I'm trying to show it to you in this top area right here. Okay, we have 2.2 million that we're spending this year with 67 players. We already have 185 million on the books for 2024 with only 36 players under contract. What are you going to do to sign all those extra players? Where are you going to get the money? What does that look like? And I understand that there'll be cuts. I understand that people will be released. And I understand that there's ways to fudge the cap, so to call, or so say it. But I do want us to realize that we also have to be like, I love what we're doing. I love what we're doing this year. I love that we're going for broke. I love that we believe we can absolutely win now. I just hope we're not pushing it forward so much that win now means you are in serious financial trouble next year and the following year. I have some thoughts. I'm going to put another video out. And if you're watching this video, look for the video tonight on how the Lions are going to solve this. And it's kind of a bold prediction. It is. And I think it's not that people aren't talking about it. It's just that nobody wants to talk about it. And all signs are pointing in one direction. But we need to seriously shed some cap space already thinking about next year. But we got the players. We have the team. And I think that's the thing that we need to be excited about. I talked earlier in this video about the Saints and how they seem to be dumping money every single year. They're constantly trying to fight. Here's what I don't want. I think we went through it with the Stan Van Gundy and Detroit Weaver Pistons. I know I like to compare Lions and Pistons sometimes. Remember the Josh Smith contract? Most of you might not, where we just basically voided out over 5 years. We have 5.5 million. And every time I'm like, oh, we got the cap space. Oh, no, that 5.5 million. And it's amazing what 10%, 5%, 2% of a salary cap, how it can affect your entire team. How it can prevent you from going out and signing that big name free agent. You can always kick stuff further down the line. I'm just not a big fan of $10 million being kicked down the line every year and just saying, you know what, every year we're going to operate 10 million. We're going to push 10 million to the next one. I understand that the cap raises every year. I get it. But here's what you need to know. It raises for every single team. So if we're going to continue to put 10 to 15 to 20 million, because it's not like this is a trend that's going down. This is a trend that's slowly rising every year. Last year at this time, did we have 10 million in dead cap? No, we did not. We did for this year. We didn't. We created that. We had 5 million, but now we're up to 10 or 11. We're already at 10 or 11 next year, meaning that by the time we are at this point next year going into 2024, we're probably going to be 15 to 20. So you have to understand, like, there always is room for error. And you have to understand that it's a violent game. It's a physical game. People are going to get hurt. People are going to get cut. There's going to be more dead money that they're owed. It's rough. And so you don't want to throw the void years. I have no problem with losing some money because you had to restructure or you had to cut a guy or you had to do something like that because he got hurt, because he didn't play up to what your expectation was. But just to say from the beginning, we don't have the money to pay you, we're going to kick it down the road. I'm not a big fan of credit card loans. And sometimes I worry that that's what the Lions are doing. We can't be 100% positive on this show. Maybe you don't have to worry about it with me. Give me a good argument. Don't just say salary cap isn't real. Give me a good argument. I would love to hear it in the comments. Be nice to me, but tell me why I shouldn't be worried about this, because I would love to have peace about this, because as excited as I've been about the salary cap, or I'm sorry, as excited as I've been about this team, I've been really, really nervous for the salary cap. All right. Hey, I'll see you on the next one. Hit that subscribe button, hit a comment, become a member of the channel. Do it all. See ya.